Hello, welcome to Old Nerd Reads His Marvel Comics in Order. This is episode 81. This time I read Conan the Barbarian, number 69, the December 1976 issue. So now I have begun to incorporate Conan into my reading my Marvel Comics in Order. I explained this in some earlier videos, but I wasn't going to include Conan. I wanted to just keep it to the MCU, Spidey, Cap, Iron Man, Thor, just the ones that all the superheroes in New York City can get together, Fantastic Four, X-Men. I just wanted to keep it to that. But I got Sumerian September came around here on YouTube, and I decided I would just throw them in. Might as well. So I'm reading these at the same time, and I'm glad I did because, like I said in some previous episodes, Roy Thomas writes Conan the Barbarian. He also writes the Fantastic Four. He also writes the Invaders, all of which I'm currently reading as I do this video series. And to see the difference in Roy Thomas's writing on all three of these titles is interesting to me. I feel like Conan the Barbarian, he takes the most serious. There's really no silliness in these, whereas in the Fantastic Four, it seems like there's a lot of silliness, and in the Invaders, it seems like it kind of walks the line between silly and serious. So seeing Roy Thomas's style dip in and out of serious and silly is kind of interesting to me. If I had never done this video series, if I had never decided to read my Marvel Comics in publishing date order, I never would have, figured that out. And I'm just weird like that. I'm an old nerd like that. This is a little standalone issue. Condition ain't the best. It's been flattened. The spine's been flattened. It's folded over. It's coming apart up here. Well, not coming apart. It's missing some paper up there. Pages are pretty yellowed. Back's pretty stained. It's got some water staining there. But like I said, this is a standalone issue. And the usual artist is not here this time. This time we have Val Merrick. And I know the name, but I don't know that he ever did like a regular title. The Tribe does the inks, so that's anybody who was available did the inks. And usually when the Tribe would have a bunch of people working on it, usually that's like a pinch hit. Like John Buscema must have been too busy at the last minute, and they got Val Merrick to draw it at the last minute. So the pages were coming into production late. So when they came in, just whoever was available to ink was inking pages in order to get this out on time, this issue published on time. So usually that's what it means when you see the Tribe listed in the illustrators. It's a bunch of people, whoever's available to ink, inks. But Val Merrick does a very good job. He sticks with John Buscema's his version of Conan and the world that Conan lives in, and he does a really, really good job. I wouldn't have even, like a younger me probably wouldn't have even noticed that John Buscema wasn't the artist on this issue if I was young and not paying attention to the credits and stuff. But this one does a little bookend. It starts off in the present, and then it adapts. This one adapts a story by Robert E. Howard called Out of the Deep. So Robert E. Howard, he's the creator of Conan, and Conan was pulp novels back in the 1930s, pulp magazine material, and he was in a bunch of short stories written by Robert E. Howard back then. So what Roy Thomas did was he took one of those short stories and threw it in here. So Conan is telling the pirate princess Belit this untold of so far story of his past, where he first saw the ocean. So Belit believes that Conan, being from Samaria, had never seen the ocean, and when he joined her crew, that was the first time he'd seen the ocean. Now he's telling her, well, no, I did see it once before in my travels when I was younger. And then we go into the story, adapted here from a Robert E. Howard short story. And Conan is captured by a Vanir war party. Venerian, I forget how you say it, but that's one of the countries in Conan's world, prehistoric world. I think that's the way it goes. I think it's like the same world we live in, but in the far distant past, something like that. But that was the name of the country. Like Conan was from Samaria, which was kind of, I think, more of a Nordic or a Russian type uh, place where Conan came from. And the veneer must be, I don't know, Finnish, Dutch, where Swedish. I'm not sure, but they wear kind of like the Viking helmets. So Conan's captured by them on his way back to Samaria. They march him a couple days back to their village, and they have a seaside village. So this is the first time Conan ever sees the ocean. And as soon as they get back to their home village, there's a member of their village is dead, and a girl is mourning him. And he's draped in seaweed. So the story is he was drowned, and his girl, his fiance, I guess, she claims that it's not him, and it's not his body. It's something else. And Conan, he feels bad for her, but he's still a prisoner here. They bring the body in, and everybody's discussing it. Conan gets in a fight with the guy that was he was in love with the same girl as the dead body, the man who's a dead body, and he comes in, and Conan doesn't like the way he's talking, so he breaks out of his bonds and beats him up. But he doesn't escape or try and leave or anything, and he just didn't like that guy and beat him up. But he says, "No, I'm good. You can tie me back up if you need to." So they take him outside and tie him up. And while he's out there, he hears a scream. This time he's chained, but there's trouble in the village. Whatever got the first man, whatever killed him, has done it again. This time it's the girlfriend. So the body, that she was right, that wasn't her beloved. It was something else. And whatever it was came back to life. It was like basically the body came back from the dead. See, it sits up while she's there, and then crushes her to death. So there's a killer on the loose. It's some kind of magical monster from the sea. And of course, there's another death. And Conan goes out to the edge of the sea, out on the beach, and finds this guy who is not what he seems. Conan takes him on. They have a bear hugging contest, and Conan wins. And as the guy's laying there dead on the beach in front of him, he turns into a merman. This pile of green seaweedy type man material, and he's washed back into the ocean as Conan leaves. And that's the end of that story. Conan's told Balit, and they sail on to next issue, south to Stygia. So that was a fun story. It wasn't anything great, but it was fun. Like I said, the artwork is good because pretty much the same as probably if John Buscema had drawn this issue, it would probably look a lot like it just looked there. But good artwork, and the serious side of Roy Thomas, which I love. And yeah, Conan is going to be in this series from now on. So if you're a Robert E. Howard fan or a Conan fan, please say so down in the comments. And if you like this type of video, stick around. I got a long ways to go reading my Marvel comics in order. I do a video for each one that I read in publishing date order. And it's just going through my collection that way and putting it on YouTube. Sounds like a fun way to do it. So if that sounds cool to you, please subscribe. If you would, give me a like or share the video. And I'll see you next time.